I honestly believe the biggest problem facing individuals, particularly of youth, is that they take each other and people who are older for granted. I'm not talking about they use each other or they misuse each other. I'm speaking specifically about the fact that there are individuals who are 60, 70 years older than me. I'm 18. And, they could die at any moment. I could die at any moment. And so, in having that mindset, I'm more inclined to speak with people that just a year or two ago I wouldn't have cared if they spoke to me in 5 or 6 months, because I was in this mindset that I was going to make it to tomorrow, or going to be here tomorrow. And really, anybody can die at any moment. And I'm not saying to have some fatalist attitude about life and death, but when people talk about living every day to the fullest, there is a positive factor that comes from doing that. Where I think really an interpretation of it, when full day for me is seeing a good chunk of family members that I've been close to for the majority of my life, and people that I enjoy speaking to that aren't related to me. There are quite a wide variety of those individuals lurking around. Not to make them seem devious or mischievous, if I'm pronouncing that word correctly. But the biggest problem that people have is just this idea that they can go months without seeing someone and just come right back. The only people I stay away from for a prolonged amount of time, admittedly usually don't mean anything to me, and this is the majority of the case, I didn't mean anything to them, so they didn't seek out or refuse my attempts at establishing some other form of contact with them. Case in point, I've been to a few high schools over the course, several as a matter of fact, and there are individuals who I met over at those schools that I found humorous. I thought they had these personalities that were just so, be they male or female, charming or attractive in the sense of someone I want to speak with, someone I want to conversate with, someone that I wanted to see more of, that I enjoyed the presence of. That was with both male and female students, as I just mentioned before. And it wasn't, the thing I liked about it was that it was a genuine feeling of affection I had for these different students I went to school with. Now, on some occasions, they would reciprocate and I would get their numbers. On other occasions, there would be kind of a, why do you want this? Why do you want to contact me off campus? What are you trying to do? And it always seemed so strange to me how it just appeared as if they assumed the worst in people. And that's something I've tried to steer clear of with most individuals I meet. Because it really, I try to have a positive outlook on life, even when I'm talking about things I dislike or don't like. I know those are for the moment or momentary or can be resolved in the not too distant future. So when I see these, kids acting as if there will never be a chance to grow affectionate towards me or any other person they've just met because they haven't known them for a plurality of years, I get confused. And it makes no sense to me that you would miss out on the chance to meet someone that you may very well potentially dislike, but may very well grow to like. You would skip out on that entirely. And they've actually on a couple of occasions said to me that I wasn't that bad an individual to speak with, but they were so uptight about their numbers as if it was like giving me the keys to their house or something. I really couldn't stomach or even tolerate that type of perspective. And I'm all for, if you don't feel comfortable giving somebody contact information of that nature, set up a dummy email. Now, forms of contact are so easy to establish, be it social media. I've tried to interact with several of them on social media. Not recently. I want to say in the last year or so I haven't tried with anyone I formerly attended school with. That's only because I came to a realization. Most of these individuals I went to school with are active online to the extent of being on there every day. If they were really worth my time, they would believe I was worth their time and try to message me every now and then. Of course, no one's talking about every day, but I certainly wouldn't mind every day. I wouldn't mind every other day, because I realize that who's to say I live to see the end of this month, or all of March, or April. We're praying and hoping that we all do, but there are car accidents and just other types of incidents that can lead to our demise. And I'm not stressing that we should look at life in this defeatist, depression having what manner, but I am saying that if you look at it this way, I'm about 95% sure it will improve the chances of you establishing contact with someone that you know and care about. And that's only because if you live as if every day is your last and just have this thing of this is the first hour I've been awake, what am I going to do? This is the second hour I've been awake, what am I going to do? And just kind of speak casually to people that you have fondness for. It could be by text, it could be over the phone, whatever. If you speak to those people with some level of interest in your last day, or in every day, and one of those turns out to be your last day, I can guarantee you the person will at the most be satisfied they got that last contact with you. And it's so hard to say this because it really does feel as if I'm saying treat every day as if it's your last. And to an extent I kind of am forming an opinion around that and sort of arguing in favor of it. But at the same time, it's supposed to go to the fact that people are not entirely sure of what their futures will be. Nothing is written in stone. And when you live life to the fullest, what will be written in stone is your satisfaction. Because you're literally giving all and receiving all. You're just at max. And there's no way to be dissatisfied with warmly greeting people that you have affection for, or just seeing others that make you feel a particular way, and in a good way, that actually adds some type of substance to your life. I've had occasions where, and admittedly, I would sort of involve myself in the affairs of individuals who treated me rather poorly. And that all ceased when I realized that there are people who, have sacrificed for me, meaning family members, have invested their time in me emotionally and just been there to support me, that aren't even related to me. And I figured, I'm going to give these people my time. I'm going to give them my effort along with my academics and myself, and stop concerning my focus with these bad apples that are part of a rotten crowd anyhow. So that's really just my whole opinion on it. There can't be focus on people who are negative towards you in particular, and there should be focus on people who are positive towards you. You appeal to individuals that see you for what you are, and if they can't see it after 5 times talking to them, 10 times, 50, move on. I don't care how pretty they look. I don't care how cool they think they are. It doesn't matter. Life isn't a popularity contest. It's about improving relations with others and doing the most for the most people. And that little small group of insignificant, short-sighted individuals who do not recognize you for who you are and just sort of piggyback off of their own opinion that they are at their best and no one can do anything for them, and they're just so macho and so above it all. Get out of here with that. It's not real. So that's just my view. Take it for what it is. Have a good day.